Hello, everyone. In all these episodes since we started talking about thought, I have been saying that there can be about 72 thoughts as per South Indian music system, 32 thoughts possible mathematically, and for all practical reasons, there are only 10 thought in North Indian system. Again, as per the properties of thought mathematically, only 32 thought can be created. Let us first go over what thought is and what are the properties or the characteristics of a thought. There are four characteristics or properties of a thought. Number one, a thought must have seven notes, all in ascending order, in the order of sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, and ni. The repetition of the notes is not allowed. That means you cannot have both rays like Shuddha Re and Komal Re or Ma Tivra and Ma Shuddha. Number three, there is no descending order. Number four, thought does not need to be interesting. It's a flat structure or rather a flat framework. The 72 thought system that we talk about only exists in South India, in South Indian music. And that is because they use more than seven notes. The rules change. As per the defined property or characteristic of thought in North India, where we can use only seven notes, and thus mathematically you can create only 32 thought. To understand how these 32 thought are derived, let me first introduce you to two new terms. Number one, Purvang. Purvang, the word is made up of two Sanskrit words, Purva plus Anga. Purva means earlier, Anga means body, the previous body, which means it's made up of first four notes, which is Sa, Re, Ga, and Ma. The second term is Uttarang. Uttar, Anga. The two words that make up this word, Uttarang. Uttar means later, Ang means body. So the later part of the body, which is later part of the Saptak, which is Pa, Dha, Ni, Sa. For the sake of convenience, to understand how the number is derived, let us use all 8 notes, not 7. This will make it easier to understand. Later on, we can remove Sa, the higher Sa, from the whole equation. And the number of thought will still remain the same, 32 thought. So Purvang has notes Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, which includes Komal notes. So in reality, we have Sa, Komal Re, Komal Ga, Shuddha Ma, and Tivra Ma. While Uttarang has Pa, Komal Dha, Shuddha Dha, Komal Ni, Shuddha Ni, and Sa. Based on the division of Purvang and Uttarang, now let's create a table as shown on the screen. Let's go over Purvang and Uttarang. First Purvang, let's use two Komal notes, and first Uttarang, let's use two Komal notes too. So it will be Sa, Komal Re, Ga, Komal, Ma, and on the Uttarang side, Pa, Komal Dha, Ni, Komal, Sa. On the next step, let's use one Komal note on each side. Sa, Komal Re, Ga, Shuddha, Ma, Shuddha. On the Uttarang side, Pa, Komal, Dha, Ni, and Sa. Next, third one, let's use third from Purvang and third from the Uttarang, which will make it Sa, Re, Komal, Ga, and Ma. And on the Uttarang side, it will be Pa, Dha, Komal, Ni, and Sa. And the fourth one, let's use all Shuddha Swar, Sa Re Ga Ma, and on the Uttarang side, Pa Dha Ni Sa. Now using this table, we can combine 4 Uttarangs with 4 Purvangs or 4 Purvangs with 4 Uttarangs, and thus we create 16 Thaat. 4 multiplied by 4 equals 16. Simple math, right? Now here is the table of those 12 Thaat. You may have already noticed that we only used all Shuddha and Komal notes in this example. We did not use Tivra Ma or sharp Ma. Now, if you use Tivra Ma, you can create 16 more Thaat. So 16 plus 16 equals to 32. Music can be a lot of math, pure math. I'm sure now some of you are curious to know who came up with this idea of Thaat and what is the history behind it. All our history starts with God. No, I'm not criticizing, and no, I'm not joking either. The history of Thaat starts in Vrindavan. It is believed that there were 16,000 rag that gopis used to sing with and for Lord Krishna. Out of them, only 36 were popular and those were considered to be Thaat. Eventually, in 15th century, Lochan Kavi, who wrote Rag Tarangini, proposed 12 Thaat. Later on, another scholar, Srinivas, expanded the concept of Thaat by presenting them in 3 forms, one with 5 notes, the other one with 6 notes, and the third one with 7 notes. He also mentioned that rag take birth from a Thaat. By 17th century, a total number of Thaat grew to 20. The first mathematical Thaat system was introduced by Pandit Venkat Mukhi based on South Indian Swar system. In South during those days, there were 16 notes instead of 12. Using the same mathematical formula that we used, he created tables using 16 notes and thus he created 72 Thaat. He was so confident about his system that he even claimed that not even Lord Shiva can reduce or increase the number of Thaat that he has created. The South Indian musicians accepted the 72 Thaat system, but it did not get much appreciation in the North. Since the North at that time was already using 12-tone system, it did not work for Hindustani music. Eventually, Pandit Vishnu Narayan Bhatkhande in early 1900s proposed 10 Thaat based on his study of the most popular rag of his time. This is the system that was widely accepted by North Indian scholars, and we probably will follow it for years to come. So this was the brief history of Thaat. While we are talking about numbers, I'm going to throw some more numbers at you. Each Thaat can create 484 rag. If we take only 10 Thaat, there can be 484 multiplied by 10, which equals to 4,840 rags. If we take 32 Thaat, then the number would be 15,488 rag. According to South Indian system, that number would be 34,848 rag. And then you add more flexibility using some of the rules of rag and create new rules, and number can easily go in millions. This is the mathematic of music. Mostly the concept of permutation and combination. Now you may ask me, how many rag of these are really in use? How many of them are really popular? My answer is about 40 to 50. A while back, I used to have a book that had a list of about 300 rag. I wanted to learn them all. So I started comparing them, and eventually, to me, they sounded very similar to each other. It became very difficult to memorize, or it became very difficult to even identify them. So honestly, after the end of this course, or after the end of this vlog, or the end of this podcast, even if you can recognize about 20 to 30 rag, you will be categorized as a very good listener of North Indian music. Generally, when you are learning to sing or learning to play an instrument in North Indian music, the concept of Thaat is taught after you have learnt at least 10 rag. We are here to learn to appreciate and not to learn to sing or play. That is why I think that familiarizing you with Thaat first would make our journey more fruitful. Let us now revise a little. In previous episodes, we heard that Thaat with all Shuddha Swar, Bilawal, one Tivra Swar, Kalyan, two Komal Swar, Ga and Ni, Kafi. The Thaat with three Komal Swar, Asavari. Today, let us talk about a Thaat that uses one Tivra Swar and one Komal Swar. This Thaat is known as Marwa. It uses Komal Re and Tivra, the only Tivra Swar, Madhyam. This Thaat is derived by flattening second, or the Rishabh or Re, using Re Komal in Kalyan Thaat. The importance of Komal Re brings the Shadaj or Sa in the shadow. Thus, it creates a surprising mood. There is no equivalent Western music mode to this scale. Most rag that are derived from this Thaat are performed in the evening. The popular rag that are based on Marwa Thaat are Marwa, Puriya, Sohni, Bibhas, Bhattiyar, Purva Kalyan, etc. Here's how the Thaat of Marwa sounds like. Today for you, I have a ghazal that is by Abhishek Shukla, one of the young poets from India. चलते हुए मुझ में कहीं ठहरा हुआ तू है, चलते हुए मुझ में कहीं ठहरा हुआ तू है, रास्ता नहीं मंजिल नहीं, रास्ता नहीं मंजिल नहीं, अच्छा हुआ तू है. चलते मुझ में कहीं ठहरा हुआ तू है, चलते हुए मुझ में कहीं ठहरा हुआ तू है, रास्ता नहीं
मंजिल नहीं, अच्छा हुआ तू है चलते हुए मुझ में कहीं ठहरा हुआ तू है। ताबीर तक आते ही तुझे छूना पड़ेगा, ताबीर तक आते ही तुझे छूना पड़ेगा। लगता है कि हर ख्वाब में देखा हुआ तू है, लगता है कि हर ख्वाब में देखा हुआ तू है। मुझ जिस्म के मिट्टी पे तेरे नक्शे कफ़े पर, मुझ जिस्म की मिट्टी पे तेरे नक्शे कफ़े पर, और मैं भी बड़ा खुश के अरे क्या हुआ है तू, और मैं भी बड़ा खुश के अरे क्या हुआ है तू। चलते हुए मुझ में कहीं ठहरा हुआ तू है। मैं यूं ही नहीं अपनी हिफाजत में लगा हूँ, मैं यूं ही नहीं अपनी हिफाजत में लगा हूँ। मुझ में कहीं लगता है कि रखा हुआ तू है, मुझ में कहीं लगता है कि रखा हुआ तू है। इस घर में न हो कर भी फकत तू ही रहेगा, इस घर में न हो कर भी फकत तू ही रहेगा। दीवारों दरे जामे समाया हुआ तू है, रास्ता नहीं मंजिल नहीं, अच्छा हुआ तू है। चलते हुए मुझ में कहीं ठहरा हुआ तू है।
I hope you liked this ghazal. Now, the list for a song a day. The first song is a Marathi song composed by Hridaynath Mangeshkar. Swara Gangecha Kathavarti Vachan Dile Tu Mala, a beautiful song rendered by Arun Date. Next, I have a composition that is based on Rag Bhatiyar. Rag Bhatiyar, that is derived from Marwa Thaat. Ayo Prabhat from film Sur Sangam. Number 3, Rag Sohni is also derived from this Thaat. I have a song by Mukesh for you. Zoomati Chali Hava, Yaad Aa Gaya Koi, an old classic. Next, I have a Madan Mohan classic. Lata Mangeshkar singing Mai Re, Main Kaise Kahun from film Dastak. Number 5, a bhajan from film Nastik based on Rag Marwa, Saghare Jagat Ka, Tu Rakhwala. A short Chota Khayal is the last one. This is in Rag Marwa again by Ustad Rashid Khan. Guru Bina Gyan. Please enjoy, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.